My name is JJ Ferrari. I'm the CEO for Nova Strategic. And I wanted to do a little video just to kind of give you an idea of what the AI Business Voice Workshop is about. I own a web design business, and I've been a speaker and a business consultant for years. And so you know that in all those situations, you have to create a lot of content. Creating content for my clients was always a challenge until AI came along, right? And then if you started to watch AI and people using it, the content that came out was all about, the landscape of this and the landscape of this, or the tapestry of the universe. And you weren't really getting good content that you could put in front of a client and they could read it as if it came from you. So I started doing a lot of experimenting because in the website company, the number one challenge to building a website has nothing to do with design, nothing to do with images, and everything to do with getting great content to go onto the website. So I started doing a lot of experimenting in ChatGPT, and I started asking questions to find out, is there a way for me to actually show you how I speak so that you could help me to write my content better? Well, that one question led to a whole series of learning a lot of new things about what I could do with ChatGPT so that I could actually make a really big difference in helping my clients to get content that sounded like them. But not only that, it had to reach the minds of their target audience so that they would understand what they were talking about, and that it was still very conversational, still very engaging, and helped them to be able to make a decision to work with whatever company I was working with. So I'm going to show you something really quick here because I've been working on the workbook, and some of the things that I've actually started working on for the clients have to do with these things. How do you build a tone and emotional spectrum tool, right? So the purpose is to be able to map out your emotional relevant tones that reach your clients. Narrative and storytelling framework. We all know that if you're doing marketing or building a website, you better understand how to create a narrative and how to be able to tell stories well. And most businesses don't actually have a framework. So we show you how you can actually build your own using ChatGPT. So I'm not talking about just adding prompts. That's one level of being able to work in ChatGPT. But even if you write content in it, even if you have frameworks, you still need to be able to do number 3, create a visual language check sheet. And this cheat sheet that we use creates a word palette that will blow your mind when you start to see your words that you use every day in conversations with clients showing up in your actual content. And there is no more landscape of it actually talks about your business relevant to you. And here's one more, just to give you a sneak peek. I also talk about audience segmentation. When you're working with several different types of clients, you have to use several different types of language patterns. Some of them are very similar. And yet, if you go from one target audience to another, I've got one client who works with, she's a career coach. She works with CEOs to executives to aspiring leaders. Well, if you take a CEO and aspiring leader, those are two very different types of language. Is it the same type of service? Of course it is, but you have to be able to write to reach the mind of the audience that you want to talk to. Here's another example of that. When you go from talking to people on LinkedIn to talking to people on Instagram to talking to people on Facebook or even on Twitter, you have a very different style. And when you train your ChatGPT very well, it can actually allow you to write the same piece 4 different ways and reach the mind of each of those platforms so that people can understand exactly how you are going to be able to serve them and what your product and service is all about. That's just a little taste of what we actually talk about when we go through and start teaching you how to use your ChatGPT to create a business voice and a business avatar. I hope that this is interesting to you. There's a lot more information on the Eventbrite site as well as on my website. So please have a look at it and come join us and learn how you can actually create your own business voice and your own business avatar using ChatGPT. Thank you.